Long ago and far away, in the summer of 2012, I took 2 trips up to Oregon to tackle some epic eating challenges. Well, maybe not epic, but they're some of my favorite because it was the first time I'd ever been to Oregon and I had a blast. On the second trip, we tried to start things off by going to a burger place, that serves one of those giant burgers. Unfortunately, their buns were out of stock, so we had to go to a plan B. And when you're taking down eating challenges on the road, you always have a plan B. So plan B was to head over to Perla Tapatia, a small Mexican restaurant that didn't advertise it, but they offered a pretty cool 20 tacos in 20 minutes challenge. Now this challenge sounds pretty easy, but when I showed up on July 27, 2012, they only had 2 previous winners. The house record, the server told me, stood at about 16 minutes and 45 seconds. I thought they gave me a little leeway to work with. And for the challenge, you get to pick any mix of 20 tacos that you want. You get to pick any meats off their menu. So I decided to go with some of my favorites. I picked 5 lengua, which are tongue tacos, 5 cabeza, which are basically like cow head meat, 5 fish tacos, which I found out were fried, and 5 chicken tacos. All in all, I have to say it was a very delicious challenge.
I'm glad I caught it.
And if you've watched my videos, you know that 20 minutes is an awfully long time to give me to eat 20 tacos. So I decided to push myself a little bit. Unfortunately, tacos are kind of a messy food, and even though it's a challenge and, there's a little bit of pride on the line if you can get a record, I try not to be messy when I don't need to be. But as you can see from the video, I did get a little bit messy, yeah? The lengua was incredibly tender and soft. That's one reason why I love eating tongue. The cabeza was also quite soft and tender, and to be honest with you, I have rarely ever had the opportunity to take down a restaurant eating challenge that offered either lengua or cabeza, or shrimp for that matter, so if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna jump for it. The fish tacos were probably the hardest to eat of all because the fish was kind of crunchy. It's deep fried, so it's got the batter on the outside. Not very easy to eat or swallow quickly, but it wasn't that bad.
That's the toughest one in my opinion. Right, Natter? Yep.
Wow. Are you playing good? Good? All right.
And for comparison's sake, be sure to check out Aaron Wakamatsu's attempt at this challenge. Aaron may be the Spicochist, but every so often he'll attempt to take down a quantity or speed-based restaurant challenge, and I'm linking it down in the link below. This was actually the second time that Aaron and I had met up. He was kind of like my tour guide in Oregon, for lack of a better term, and these are the trips in which we really got to know each other and hang out, and we formed a solid food friendship that has lasted throughout the years. And we're hoping to get together and do some collaborations this summer during VidCon. When you got the goal in sight, sometimes it's easy to slow down and kind of ease up, and I think that's one of the hardest things that I always have to remind myself in the middle of a restaurant challenge. Don't slow down. Just keep the fire on. Just keep pouring it on. Keep going. And just in case you're wondering, your prize for finishing these 20 tacos in 20 minutes is, first off, a free meal, which is roughly like a $20 value. You also get your picture on their wall of fame. You take that in a sombrero, so it's kind of a neat little thing. It's not every day that I get to wear a sombrero.
I met a guy at some Republican fundraiser who went to Salem. He saw it for a while, and now he just makes.
And was what?
No, he just makes. He's got to make sure he has everything on production.
Oh.
He makes like commercials and stuff.
And you get bragging rights, especially in my case, because I had the house record eventually. I guess I'm spoiling it here, but I finished it in a new time record of 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Brand new record. The server was thrilled, that she got to witness a new record being, hailed in her presence because, very few people had ever even finished it. And honestly, most people, to finish that in 20 minutes would be a great accomplishment. I tried to push myself a little more, and the house record was a great way to start this second trip in Oregon. Of course, 20 tacos is not a ton of food, and I'm sure those of you at home who are watching this who are probably saying to yourselves, come on man, 20 tacos? I can do that. Well, we didn't leave well enough alone after eating these 20 tacos. We headed a few miles outside of this place to another restaurant in Salem, Oregon. We headed over to the San Diego Taco Company to tackle a 5-pound habanero burrito. That, to date, is one of the most excruciating spicy challenges I have ever taken, and that is coming up in the next video. So be sure to stick around to Freak Eating if you want to see me suffer, and I mean suffer, through a 5-pound habanero burrito.
Follow this tackle with your hands.
And if you enjoyed this 20 taco challenge, be sure to click thumbs up, subscribe to Freak Eating, and stay tuned for more of my crazy eating challenge shenanigans. And I'm linking down below a playlist that includes all of my restaurant eating challenges. I have taken down well over 200 restaurant challenges. Unfortunately, most of those happened before my YouTube days. Who knows, maybe I'm going to go back and tackle 200 more, I don't know. But it's been a big, portion of my life outside of teaching, outside of, everyday living. Kind of this weird thing that I do for fun that, I've gotten a kick out of for years now, and I like to share it with you guys at home. So I appreciate every last view, every like, every comment, all of the love and support that you've shown me here on Freak Eating. And if you're interested in keeping up with me on social media, basically all of my social media accounts are Freak Eating. I would say probably the most interesting one is my Instagram, because I just post daily food pictures. Often it's of old challenges I've done, maybe some weird food creations, and I also do previews of things that are coming up on YouTube. Just so you know. So until we eat again, stay in school, don't do drugs, and eat like a freak.